Welcome back to the Spanish Star League here, also known as the Starcraft 2 Star League, formerly known as the Neighbor Star League. And in the future, I don't know what kind of names we're going to have, but it's probably going to be different. But we're going into the winner's match here, guys. It's going to be Maru versus Zest.
This is what we've been waiting for, Valdez. This is going to be the sick.
Oh, sorry, guys. We both just ate some Snickers. Moonglade's actually dying here. Here's Zest. He's the chisel toss. Taking out Leenock there 2-0. Making that second game look kind of slow, kind of boring, but he eventually eked it out.
The chisel toss, indeed, Valdez, the most handsome man in the land. Every time I see him, I see perfection. My God.
You just want to touch the chin.
Take those glasses off. Give him a kiss on the forehead. Cradle him.
Man. You save it for after the cast.
I can't, Valdez, damn it. And here we go. The best Terran in the world. Currently looking unstoppable. Though he did drop a game to Hurricane, surprisingly.
Hurricane, I feel like he was only able to take that win because Maru was, to be honest, just a little bit overconfident, just trying to end the game, it looked like, and making a big mistake, got his army totally out of position, and ended up losing the game. But I think he's going to take Zest a whole lot more seriously.
Yeah, that's right. I believe so. It's just some pretty straight-up games. As we have a look at the maps, Deadwing, King Sejong, and Cactus. Huh.
Maru, you know, again, he just bans Overgrowth and Expedition Loss.
Yeah, how about that? You know, he doesn't want to play on those, I guess, Overgrowth, the most standard of maps, and Expedition Loss. I know, it's interesting that he wants to play on Deadwing above, you know, that kind of map.
Or even Cactus Valley. It's almost like he just doesn't want to play a two-player map. Bans out two of them. Sejong Station does remain, but it's not terrible for Terran, definitely. I mean, Widowmine drops can be pretty ruthless on that map. Yeah. But starting off with Deadwing,
maybe he is scared of, like, proxies or, like, very aggressive sort of players. He wants a bigger map, so he has time to go for those mine drops and transition from that kind of safer than he would on a two-player map.
And that just speaks confident. I feel like Maru, somewhere in his head, even though he has trouble expressing it sometimes, I feel like he just thinks, like, I am better than everyone here. I can win any game versus any given player, and that's awesome to see. I mean,
yeah, I agree with that. It's going to be a very interesting match. I think Maru was favored for this one, but Zest is looking dangerous, and Maru has already dropped, you know, one game to a lesser Protoss.
Yep. Let's hope Maru doesn't get too overconfident. I want to see a great series here. It's going to be a best of three with two of the best players in the world currently. Zest definitely probably top three, top four Protoss. Maru way up there at the top of the Terrans. And guys, the map will be Deadwing here for match number 1. Let's jump into that right now. Zest versus Maru. Up here in the top left, in the blue, our Protoss player. He is Zest. And Zest is best.
Down here in the bottom left, we do have the Star League Season 1 champion, currently the best Terran in the world. It is Maru, the Jinair Green Wings.
Yeah. There was some debate for a short period of time.
That is his hand.
Whoa.
Damn. What kind of mouse? That looks like a Logitech.
Looks like a man.
G9X. Damn.
You would know your mice.
They're actually rare now. They don't make them anymore, so they're pretty expensive.
You know what you should do, Moonlight, is just hide until everybody goes home and then steal the mouse.
I want that hand.
Is over
no,
with.
I want the hand, Valdez.
Just steal the whole thing. No one will know, especially since we just said it on cast. But one thing I want to talk about is that there was some debate for some time, short period of time, whether or not Maru or Innovation was the best Terran. I think that's pretty much solved at this point.
It's definitely solved at this point. Anyone that thinks otherwise is ridiculous. Yeah. It's definitely Maru by far.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
No doubt about it. Innovation is sick good. Like, he's probably number 2. But he doesn't hold a candle to what Maru's capable of. And the fact that Maru, he can innovate still, he can still, change his style up if he needs to. It's something that innovation just doesn't do. He just doesn't do it.
Innovation is just like, in the pure sense of the word, he is actually a robot. He's robotic in his play. His name is so ironic.
Yeah.
He does not innovate at all. Like, there's no innovation in his play.
I think that maybe that's why he chose that name as well, He's like, well, you know what, it's completely against my philosophy, so I'm going to choose this name.
Yeah, man. He actually needs to rename himself soon. He's just got to be robot. Just straight up robot.
Well, going to be scouting that vertical spawns. Give that advantage to Maru. This is the better sort of positioning for Terran in this matchup, so they can apply that pressure early on, opposed to cross map where Protoss gets all the time in the world to get up that expansion, get to their Colossus tech, and defend just about anything.
And it looks like Maru's actually going to get away with the CC first too. Nice little hide there on the probe from Zest. He is going to get his Nexus down. But he did go for the Gate Core Nexus build.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. He wants to steal it. Or at least delay it.
Yeah.
Nice little move there. Not investing too much. Gets out before the Mothership Core finishes, so all around nice sort of start for both players.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see Widowmine follow up here from Maru. It's so common these days, especially with Maru against Protoss. It's like, he did it all 3 times against Hurricane, am I correct? I mean...
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah,
and there we go.
I don't think he went for CC first against Hurricane.
Oh, I'm just talking about Widowmine.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
Widowmine drops.
This build's actually kind of a little bit risky against aggressive styles. Normally, for CC first, you will see 2 or 3 more racks added before any sort of tech is put on. And this obviously stops any sort of Blink Stalker all-ins or aggression like that. As well as, Stargates.
Look at this Moonglade. Immediately Twilight Council coming down. Now, knowing Zest, going up against Maru, I don't think this is going to be like an all-out, all-in Blink build. It's probably that Blink into robotics play.
Possibly, yeah. I think that's probably the safer bet. Zest hasn't really shown that he wants to be that kind of aggressive.
Yeah. And at the same time, I mean, you can find some damage if you identify the fact that Maru does not have a lot of units. You can, add a couple gates, put on some pressure with the Blink. But like I was talking about before, there's a robotics facility, and it's probably just going to be that transition. Not even enough gas right now to go for Blink, so it's going to be a little bit delayed too. And Widowmine's out here for Maru, I think. 1, I believe. Second one on the way. Scan going to come down. He's going to see everything.
Yeah, sees everything he needs to see. It's like, okay, Blink, Robo Facility. It's all looking standard. I feel like there's a bit of a window here for Maru to go for this drop and actually do some damage, because at this point in time, there is nothing in the main base to defend. Mothership Core is down in that natural. It's pretty wide open. There's going to be an observer out, that's for sure, but I still think probes are going to go down, or at least have to be pulled for some time.
Yeah, the problem with this build for Protoss is that you just do not get a lot of units, like you're saying. Those 2 gates are so late behind the Twilight Council and Blink and Robotics facility. So I think there was 1 Stalker, now there's 2. But
they are in the natural.
Yeah, they're kind of in a position.
The main base is wide open for this drop coming up. And I think it might actually sneak past this observer that's going down south. And that is his 1 observer currently. Second one going to come out soon, though.
Zest has to get something in the main. No Stalkers. Mothership Core's on the natural 2. It looks like there will be an observer, but nothing to deal with these Widowmines for now, forcing a gigantic pull.
Oh, the second one there.
Coming back.
Oh, he knows.
Nicely done.
All right, he should be okay. He could probably save both of them, actually, but he's going to keep 1 on the ground. Yeah, the threat is still there for the time being, and we are actually seeing double forge as a follow-up from Zest, so he is planning to go for that 3rd base, go into the later game. There we go.
Ooh, nice. Raven pops out, snipes one of those observers. That puts Zest on 1 observer.
Oh, why did he pick it up? It was so close to shooting. I guess he at least triggered the photon overcharge, but that Widowmine was so close.
Blink now going to finish up here for Zest, so Maru has to be very careful with his drops. Looks like that one medevac is still out on the map. It's to the top right of that natural. Looks like it's coming by for another pass, possibly into the main base.
I think it might try and wait for the photon overcharge to finish and then just drop down.
Definitely could.
That might be the play. Let me have a quick look. Did he actually see those 2 forges? He did. Okay. So he knows exactly what he's up against. He's like, okay, this is the style he's playing. He's not playing super aggressive or anything. Oh, the second photon overcharge. Denies it. Zest is on top of it. And look at that army. This is what happens when you invest too much in upgrades this early. He is vulnerable to drops still, especially, you know. Only 3 Stalkers and a Colossus. If we see like a double drop from Maru, he could just clean that all up.
Yeah, he definitely could. Zest right now, he's going to have +1/+1 lining up here, and he's also got 6 gates. But the thing is, he continues to make probes, so I think this will just be at third base.
Yeah, it looks like it. From this point, yeah. Just getting the production up and running so he can reinforce if he needs to. Adding, you know, extra cannons at his natural and main base. And there is really no rush for Zest at this point. I mean, it's not like we've seen Maru commit to much aggression, so there's not really a window of counterattack. Both players are essentially just macroing up, you know, taking their third bases, which is very easy on this map. And they're just going to go into that mid-game.
Just not a lot of units out here for Zest. Maru has a ton. He's forced double photon overcharges, and he's coming out here. Blink is done for these 3 Stalkers, so they will escape.
That is a pretty massive supply lead for Maru at this point. Like, 20 up with no real damage done.
Oh, and he's following up with 2 more drops. He is making that third base, though. I think he can put on a decent amount of pressure.
Yeah.
Go at this third base.
You know, he could actually cancel this third base. Looking at what we have, defending it, that isn't that much. Like, Maru would stim against that, and I think he's planning to.
Yeah, scan goes down, and Zest pushing forward. But the Widow Lines, or rather, the 2 drops are coming into here to drop right on those Colossi. He's going to snipe one right away, and that second one in huge danger.
Oh, yeah. There's no way he's saving this. No way, no how. And even 3 turrets going down to help buffer for this bio. And he could actually stim forward for this Colossus again if he wants to.
Oh, man. Only Blink Stalkers to fight against all these Marauders. It looks like he will be forced to pick up and back off for now. Yeah. But he's done so much damage.
Oh, he couldn't have asked for more damage. You know, getting 2 Colossus like that, getting rid of all the force fields, all the sentries. Oh, he's in a perfect position to follow this up. And I think he's just simply going to be rallying up at this point, waiting for maybe more medivacs. Try and end it.
Yep. Even that third base pretty low right now. I know you guys can't see it on screen, but taking more than shield damage there.
Yeah, it's on 600 HP.
Yeah, so easy target with all this bio will take it down, and he scans that. He's like, oh, that's all you've got?
You got one.
Well, here we go. Yep. He can easily just target it. He doesn't even have to commit to this. He's just going to kite back. These Zealots are not doing much of anything. Just going to buy some time for now. But
wow, even blinking forward.
Losing that third base, he's now going to try to remake it. But Maru back at home, he's got 3 bases. He's got a huge economy, and not looking good for Zest.
No, he's not even trying for Vikings. He knows how far ahead he is. And you know, killing those 2 Colossus, it definitely gives him that winner to just avoid making any sort of anti-air, any sort of Colossus killing unit for the time being.
Yeah. The one thing that Zest will have in this next fight is 2-2. Well, it's looking to finish up here. Maru might not even give him enough time. He's going to push forward. He's going to snipe down the Colossus instantly. And, oh man, there's just not enough Protoss here.
No, Stalkers are late to this show. Yeah. Another, I think both Colossus are simply going to go down from this.
2-2, a little bit too late. I don't think it would have mattered anyway. And there we have it, man. Tons of units going down here. It looks like he will be able to hold on for now. But we have a huge follow-up coming out of Maru here. No more Colossi. And look at that. 4 medevacs heading towards the main even. 5 Colossus have been lost.
Wow. And yeah, there's going to be nothing in position for this. The Stalkers are actually chasing down these medivacs.
Yeah. Those are almost like bait medevacs at this point.
Yeah, essentially. This is going to be too much. He's going to lose the main base, guaranteed.
Yeah, forces an overcharge at the natural. Look at all those Widow Mines. Zealots warping a die. 2 cannons are going to come down. There you have it. Scan is even going to get that Observer, so nothing to deal with the Widow Mines right now. Oh, second Observer coming in here, but Nexus does go down.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter at this point. And he's just simply going to trade out the units, try and get out alive. Ooh, losing one, an empty one. Maru, 50, 50 supply lead at this point.
This is the problem. Even though he trades, he loses a bunch of units, but it's just a very efficient trade for Maru at this point. Keeping Zest on 2 base, he just doesn't have an economy to make enough units to match what Maru has coming across the map.
Yeah, look at that B line of units coming out of the main base. This is just simply way too much Terran for one Colossus and no sentries to deal with. There's almost no buffer for this Colossus, and it's simply going to be checkmate.
Here we have it. Stimming in now is all this bio, looking to focus down that Colossus. Good micro from Zest, but it's not going to matter when you're going up against this many units.
No, it's way too many Marauders. Warpins might help out a little bit for now.
He does somehow save that Colossus, and second one does come out. Well,
he actually narrowed the supply lead quite considerably with that. He dealt with the drops in the main base.
Well, he was going 2-2 against 1-1, but the 2-2 is going to finish here for Maru. He's even getting the +1 for his Widow Mines, and I think the follow-up attack will do it. Zest, he holds on for so long, you know what I mean? He's so good at this game, but it's just not going to be enough, it looks like. Nice little time warp here.
Oh, look at that. Once again, Maru has to turn around, regroup. Maybe he has to wait for a little bit bigger of an army.
Probes are being pulled, man.
Oh, what?
Zest wants to prove me wrong. He wants to try to end this game right now, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. So only got one Colossus with this, though, and now the SCVs are being pulled as well.
SCVs are pulled. Probe's going to go down. Marauders stimming forward. Last Colossus is going to go down. Only Blink Stalkers left. GG. Maru takes game number 1. And in typical Maru fashion, man, that is so scary to go up with. Just to have a Terran just continuously pummel you, punching you in the face over and over and over again. It's just like a boxer that just will not let up. And Zest, he just went down to the pressure.
He did. Nothing he could do about it. I guess it's hard to see where exactly it went wrong as well. Like, Zest investing maybe a lot in upgrades early on makes his army just a little too small, so when the attacks come, he just doesn't have enough to defend against it.
Yeah, exactly. He lost like some economics, or some of his economy, but by those huge probe pulls, he didn't lose like too many of his probes. I think only 2 went down, but he just he lost a lot of economy there. Maru traded extremely efficiently at the 3rd base. And just that snowball you get sometimes in this matchup.
Now it's going to be King Sejong Station as the next map. A bit harder than Deadwing, I got to say, for Zest.
And this is that nightmare map for Zest. I'm sure he has nightmares about that game that he played in the Ace match against Maru.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. It is simply, he's just such an unstoppable player in this matchup, and he does it